college try. This is the second attempt at going live today. The first one, unfortunately, did not work. So we're going to see if this one does. Hopefully, there's Kathy Ann. Welcome back, Kathy Ann. We'll see if this is going to work. I'm not putting a whole lot of faith in it, I'll be honest. We have signed up, apparently, for the opportunity to get internet. I'm not exactly sure how this works, but it seems to me that it's a slightly different setup than I've seen in other places. Kathy Ann, can I get a 5x5 and you can just tell me whether or not you can hear me? Because you never know whether or not there's anybody that, especially when you're in the stick. I am in the sticks. Happily, I really am. You know what's funny, people? All that it's come to fruition. Hello, Bunny C. Janet G, good to see you. Brazy, how are you? Kristen Melinda, hello. Debbie P, good to see you. Janet G gives me a 5x5. That can't be bad. Monica M, how are you? And a Bunny C also gives me a 5x5. Unbelievable. I can't believe people can hear me. Don Gloves, good to see you. I can see you. Charlie Murphy, we can start the show. Charlie, thanks for being you, man. Deanna Downey. Jaden. Sarah. Jamie Palmer. Let's see. Nick, what's happening, Nick? Yes, we are back. We'll see if we stay back. Lynn Sanity, it is good to see you. We'll see if we stay back, people. I'm not. Again, so what I was saying before we got snipped the last time there. Becca Jean, I got the email and I am forwarding it to Johnny Scoville. Yeah, the internet's... That's right. Reese loves the city life and Tommy is a desert dude. The funny thing is that we are in the country. Like, we are super in the country. You would not believe how much we're in the country. And my I dig it. I really do. I dig the fact that it's 40 minutes to go anywhere. I dig the fact that we're nowhere near anything. Yes, it is. It's a great looking lid, isn't it? It's a great hat. It is. I forgot I had it on. It is a great looking chapeau, to be sure. It doesn't make for great content because it kind of blocks out my face, but I'm a fan. Yeah, people. So the challenge begins. This is there's so much I'm trying to do. I'll be really honest, people. We'll do a little journaling. I'm having a hell of a time. Did I get the internet hooked up? No, we did not get the internet hooked up, but hey, Alan Ballantyne, good to see you. Hef, good to see you. No, I didn't get the internet signed up, but I signed up for the ability to sign up for the internet. Yeah. Did you guys get that? I signed up so that I have the right to sign up. Apparently that's how they do it out here. And it's worth all that. Allison Metcalf, Palumbo, good to see ya. How are you? I know I'm going to miss a bunch of you today. Crafty Witch, how are you? I'm looking on a real small screen and it's going real fast. Becca Jean, yeah, I know it's glitchy as hell. I bet it is. I'm on a cell phone. This is not internet hookup. I'm literally doing this on a cell phone. I can use my phone as a hotspot to get internet, right? But I'm probably running at the slowest bit rate that you can possibly do and still be up and running on video. Honestly, I don't know that you could do any worse than this. And I was going to do a walkthrough today. The reason that I didn't is I can't slow the chat down. First of all, the chat rate right now, I hate to do the behind baseball stuff, right? But right now our chat rate's at about a 1.2. And we don't usually even start to begin to slow it down until we get to about a 3.5. 3,500 comments in the course of an hour gets unbelievable. If we drop below that, believe it or not, I know it seems fast. I wish I could slow it down, but at this point, if I did, you would all leave. I've done that experiment. If I make it so that you guys can only leave a comment once a minute, you'll be gone really quickly. We've tried that. So I'm not trying to bore anybody with the behind baseball stuff. Hello, Susan Lynn, but this as a content creator is more frustrating. It's like not being able to walk. Honestly, I could drive 3 miles up the street and we could do it from someone else's spot. It's hard. We're going to do some stuff tomorrow to try to get this put together so that we know we're safe. Yeah, you know what? It is what it is, man. It's living in the country. Check it out. Found it. So we can congratulate people. Doc, I like that flag. Good to see you, man. Glad you're here. Crafty Witch. Yeah, I'm going to open up here in a minute, people. I'm going to bleed all over you. What do you think of that? I'm having a struggle, and I'm going to talk all about it. But I'm going to wait until we get everybody here, because if not, it'll happen, don't you? People will show up and go, "Wait, what are we talking about?" And I'll be right in the middle of talking about something that's tearing my heart out, and then I'll go, "Hold on, I'll back up." Shannon Smith, thank you for all of your kindness. Appreciate you, and I appreciate that you're here. Look who it is, Cricket. How are you, Cricket? Good to see you. Scooby Lee, it is an honor always to have you here. Is today Saturday? I'm not being funny. Is today Saturday? Um, you know what? I'm really trying to be happy. I really am. I'm trying really hard to be happy. I'm working at it. Kathy, it is a pleasure to see you. It is always an honor. People, if you've never gone over and checked out Kathy, you need to. Kathy is one of the most talented musicians we have on the boat. And you know something? That's saying something, because we got a ton of really talented people on the lifeboat. Am I okay, Allison? I am not. I am on a pain level. I'd say I'm probably at a 6. I've been for the last hour and a half. So let me tell you what happened last night after I hung up from you guys. I went in and tried to go to sleep, and there was absolutely no chance on God's green earth. I could not find a position to put my body in. That's not exactly true. I could find one position that I could put my body in that I was not dying from, and it was laying on the ground with my right leg over my left leg. And I mean on the ground. I don't mean on a bed. I mean on a hard floor. If I took my right leg and put it over my left one so that the foot was on the ground, and I was making like an A-frame with my, that was the only position I could get into where I didn't feel like I had a hot poker being shoved through my sciatic nerve and down into my leg. And I jammed boxes up against myself, like to keep me in a position where I could stay like that, because it was the only hope I had to get into sleep. I kid you not. I did not sleep 10 minutes last night. I didn't get any sleep at all last night. And Cribble was this morning. I couldn't stand up. I'm really hunched over, and she was just like, "You're not doing anything." She actually got. She's my best friend. She got a little snippy about it, and literally forced me to stop doing what I was doing, and actually gave me a bit of a back rub that knocked me out, and I slept for, I don't know, 4 hours, probably 5 hours, somewhere in that. Thank you, Linsanity, and thank you, Krista Melinda. You know what? Everybody gets this. Everybody has back pain. Everybody goes through this stuff. I unfortunately have spent a decent amount of my life injured. Yeah, Kathy. Here's the thing. So I've struggled with sciatica for probably 2 decades, right? But for 11 of those years, I did so much dope that it was a non-issue. For the last 9 years, I don't struggle with sciatica very often. Good to see you, Tommy Bird. I don't struggle with sciatica very often. What happened is, I worked for 2 days like a guy that moves, like somebody that moves people for a living, and I'm probably a little bit too old for it. Sadly, I hate to say that. Rain Virus says, "I throw my back out all the time, and there's nothing I can do when it happens." Love you, Rain. Glad you're here. Frank Humphreys, good to see you. Cosmic says, "I've coughed so hard I've pulled a muscle." I had a friend, Cosmic, in college, great skier, a guy I used to compete with, who coughed so hard that he threw his shoulder out. Had to go to the hospital and get his shoulder put back in. Hey, Doc, good to see you. Cricket, glad you're here. So I'm not. Hey, Kim is Blue, good to see you. So I've had the sciatic thing off and on. I don't struggle with it all the time. I'm blessed to hell that I'm also, when that happens, I smoke fentanyl. Ah, Mr. Smell. Sorry. You know what? Don't delete him. You can delete the message, but don't get rid of him for too long. Because if that's really what you're doing, man, I hate to get sidetracked by every jack off that says they're doing fentanyl. But if you're here and you've not heard this rundown, the stuff you're doing is killing you. If it hasn't yet, it's an act of God. 6 out of 10 doses found on the street in 2023 had in excess of 2 milligrams. Micrograms of fentanyl. And it is milligrams. It's enough to kill you. There's a deadly dose in 6 out of 10 of those pills. And it's, you know what? I did that every time I was in pain too, right? For 3 decades, every time I was in pain, I took heroin. And I'll be honest, it's a hell of a painkiller. It really is. I had a long talk about this today with Quibs when we were going for a ride to go get some more stuff for the house. And I miss not being in pain. I miss not being in pain. I don't miss all the other shit, but man, I miss that. Joe Virus says he has arthritis on his L1 and L2 and both hips. Okay, so I'm really having bad problems on my right hip and down through my right leg. I broke my thoracic 5 and my C6 vertebra. So, and I broke my C6 twice. Unfortunately, I broke the same friggin' thing twice. And what happens is, if you guys, when you break a it breaks and it heals back. It doesn't heal like this. It heals thick because the calcium has to grow around it. And when you break your a vertebra, when the thing heals, it closes down the channels on the inside and it presses on the nerves. And I do really good. I do really good because I have engineered my life in such a way that I don't do things that will exacerbate it. And I just pushed it, and it's just stupid. They gave me muscle relaxers issues or have in the past. Living in the gray area, depending on which ones. Look, I'm not a doctor. Let's start with that, right? I'm not a doctor. I don't play one. I'm a drug addict. But I had that problem with some pain medication. It depends on what they give me. I am like I can do great with carisoprodol, Soma. I abused the crap out of that drug with no problems at all in my stomach. But cyclobenzaprine, Flexeril, I think Flexeril is cyclobenzaprine. There's like, what's the other one that, baclofen is one that they're giving out a lot these days is baclofen. Baclofen really tears up my myalgia and diabetic nerve pain. My God, fibromyalgia, my heart literally bleeds for you. Because, and this goes Xanaflex, there you go. To everybody here that, to all of the people, we're going to end up losing this. I'm going to lose you guys back up. Thank you. Take it. Flexeril causes me pain, so I stopped taking it 13 years ago. Knocks me out too much. Flexeril will knock a person out. The thing with muscle relaxers, this is my drug experience. This is a drug addict talking. The thing with muscle relaxers are they're so open for abuse, right? They're for people who struggle with drug addiction. Muscle relaxers are like they're every drug's little, they're every drug's cousin, right? They're not heroin, they're not any of the strong stuff, but they appeal to everybody that does the strong stuff. And it's you got to be really careful with it. My heart, as I was saying before we went black a second ago, my heart goes out to the people who have fibromyalgia. I know there's a lot of them on the lifeboat, and the reason I say that is you guys are where drug addicts were 10 or 15 years ago, where there were people going, it's not real. It's not a disease. It's just that you guys are weak, right? You're malingering. You just don't want to get up and work. You just don't want all the crap they used to say to drug addicts. They say to people with fibromyalgia. And the reason is pretty simple. Hey, Johnny Scoville, good to see you, man. I was just talking about you earlier. The reason that that there is yet there's no test as of right now for fibromyalgia. That's an issue. Just like there was no test that you could, do a brain scan or do a blood test or do something to say this person has the disease of addiction. If you cannot say, here's the test, you can't call something a disease. It's one of the 3 thresholds. I can't remember what the 3 are. Somebody could probably Google it for me. My brain ain't what it used to be. One of them is that the predictable symptoms. One of them is that there's a test that you can do. I can't remember what the third one is. Wally Butts, thank you so much. Do you know what, man? I was just telling somebody about Wally Butts yesterday. I know that you and I have not met. One of my best friends on earth was named Wally Butts. He was a snowboarder and just a really incredible human being. And we had this odd kind of a relationship where the two of us hung out for years together. I skied, he snowboarded. We went on photo shoots. We went hiking into the back country to do a film thing where they were filming snowboarders and skiers together. Just had such a great time with Wally, and he overdosed and died. And I was leaving to go to my car and do heroin. Every time we were together, and he must have been doing the same thing. We never once did it together. I didn't know he was on it. He didn't know I was on it. And his girl came by one day and said, that he had overdosed. But every time I read your name, it's like Wally Butts. What are the odds? But yeah, I had a really great friend who shared your name. Kim Gaines, good to see you. Kim says, yes, having fibro sucks. Lurka Laura, good to see you. I did. I moved this so that the ceiling fan was not in play. I am trying to be conscious of those who have the same kind of problems that I do, and when I struggle with things like that. So I did try to get it as out of camera as possible. And I was talking to Quibs about this today. We're going to set this up in such a way where that won't be an issue. Charlie, I love it when you're here, man. It just feels right. Hill hath no fury. Hill, thank you. I hope you got the comment. I answered a comment of yours. Thank you for being you. You're a very kind person. I mean that. Jamie Palmer. Heating pads. There's probably 6 of them in the house, and I would imagine every one of them is on Quibble. She's really got a thing about heating pads. I normally I ice. I've done really well over the years with ice because I tend to swell. I think what I need to do is probably take a few days and not do anything, and that's really hard when you've just moved. Yeah, prayers for Miss Dragon, please. One of my favorite people. Positive Life, good to see you, Don Gloves. And Miss Dragon, I love you. I really do. I'm so sorry. I've done it, but I don't know what you're going through. I just know that it sucks because I did it and it sucked. And I love you, and you're in my prayers and in my thoughts around the clock currently. Truthfully. Hey, Bacon Bits Ben Turner, man, hell of a show the other day. I caught the show that you did with Cosmic Christie. Ben, you need to put more content out. I mean it. I think you need to do more stuff. Marion Calabro, great to see you. Beverly, how are you? Seventh Son, what's up? Nat B, Space Jeezel. You know what, man? The problems in this move have nothing to do with the move. The problems in this move are all about me. And that's just the problem of being a drug addict. Grammy Jen, good to see you. Magic Pit, do I suffer from Parkinson's? I do not, but I can understand why you would say that. No, I do not. I'm in pain. I'm just in pain, and I'm shaking probably for that reason. Was waiting on the other stream like Judge Smells. Well, we're waiting. Yeah, the conversations with Christy show. I love you too, Miss Dragon. I wish I could do more than that. I really do. Yeah. Thankful I love my life, love my friends and my family. Life is worth enjoying and happiness. CBC, I love that. I'll be honest. The pain, Merrill West, good to see you. How is that working? You've lost 7 pounds. Did you see that, everybody? Oh, now. Yeah, I know that's good advice. I don't know with my. I really need to monitor all that, and I promise you, I am. And the other thing is, I won't do a full hour on this. Thank you, Miss Dragon says, thank you, everyone. It's still like a dream. 1.5 weeks ago, he was fine. Marbles were there. Body just quit. You know what? My dad was pretty sharp right until the end, and thank God, right? I mean, I think that maybe it's because of where I'm at. I don't know. It's I think about the mind stuff a lot, and I don't worry about my body breaking down. I really don't. Maggie, I'm sure the chat's hard to read like this. This sucks in every way, shape, and form. This sucks. This is not the normal get down. KP Nordic, good to see you. Always a pleasure. LeBones, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, I'm doing this on a cell phone using a hotspot connection. We're kind of in the woods here. This, yeah. No, you got Heisenberg. Hold on. It's closer. Does that help? Yeah, that's what I thought. What hurts? So my right ass cheek, my lower back, my right butt cheek, all the way down into my leg and my neck, going down onto the other side, believe it or not. So it's like my upper body on the left side and my lower body on the right. And I'm just, you know what? This is the gig. This is what happens when you get old. It's just, it's one of those things. And I will get to this too will pass. I'm just, yeah, your Cairo. Oh my God, I have a chiropractor back in the city that I live in that I would be really stoked to go see right now. He's uh, well, there's actually two of them there. It's a he and a she, but either of them, they're just super gifted. They did a tremendous job getting me back. You know what? Chow Yun Smut, you may not believe this, but I did Toradol yesterday, a crap load of it. Good to see you. I had Toradol. Don't ask, but I actually had one dose of Toradol, and I took it, a crap load of it. You're right. It's better to have pain in your ass than be a pain in the ass. It's well stated. Brenda, I am a big proponent of stretching. I am a very big proponent of yoga. I do a lot of it. I and normally I can yoga my way out of almost anything, but I'm in a position now where I can't get myself. I'm not even able to start stretching enough to do poses. I got in the shower today. I just took a really, really hot, long shower. And you're right. We're all falling apart and it sucks. Find a hunk of the wall and help adjust it back. I need to, I'm definitely going to. Reese is a rock. She really is. Reese is a rock. She's she's so much stronger than anybody I've ever met. She really is. And she reminds me a lot of my dad because sometimes the really small stuff doesn't go over real well with Quibs. But when really rotten stuff is happening, she seems to really do a fairly good job. I've had shots of Toradol, and Doc didn't want to give it to me as it doesn't work long. I said, give a shot. You can't take NSAIDs. My God, what a nightmare. If you can't take non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, here's the thing. Even when I was a dope fiend, if I was in actual pain, she is amazing, Doc. She really is. Even when I was if I was in actual pain as a dope fiend, I was still always taking anti-inflammatories. You're right. Miss Dragon says, I love Toradol, but you can't take it more than 5 days in a row orally or it tears up your stomach. It tore. Sarah Bowman, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm glad I'm here too, and I hope I feel better. I'm going to be honest with you. I think tomorrow's a write-off. I'm just hoping that the following day I'm getting back to where I was. Yeah, not so even I took NSAIDs all the time. I took those even when I knew they weren't getting me high. I had to take NSAIDs. Again, I'm not a doctor, people, but you do understand that it's almost always inflammation that's hurting us anyway. The world is built on stretching. Now, the Bee Gees being a good musical group, that, my friend, is a huge stretch. Why, thank you, Jeremy Shelton. It's not true, but I do appreciate the levity. It's one of the great bands of our time. Honestly, I was thinking of you twice actually in the last couple of days. Once I was driving on the highway on the way here, and I hit one of the you just keep hitting scan because I'm old and I'm always looking for like the oldies station, and when you can get that, then you don't have to keep looking for music. And they were doing 3 blocks where they were playing blocks of 3 tunes. So I had 3 Bee Gees, and I thought, oh man, where's Jeremy Shelton when I need him? And then we were given this beautiful box set of the Seinfeld, the entire Seinfeld show, and it's a refrigerator. It's Jerry's refrigerator, and I unpacked it today. I have a TENS machine. I even have one that's not over the counter. I've got a unbelievable TENS machine. Unfortunately, I don't have it here. You know something, Catalina? I've been in that loop forever. Sadly, I really have, and I'm sad. I'm sad that you even know what that is, because the fact that you know what that is that I'm sorry. You really am, and I hope you're not in it now. Merrill West, thank you so much, Ensign Merrill West. You look fantastic in green. You really do, fantastic. You remember the radio? Oh, you know something? Make me feel a little bit older. Thank you, Kristen Melinda. That's what I needed today. You're not that young. I mean, you're pretty young, but you remember the radios. I'll be honest. I really love. I really love. Hold on one second. Love how this book. Yeah, I do rise by lifting others, and you know something. If there's a lesson in all of this, right? It's that when people go out of their way to be kind to one another, really radical stuff happens. You know what? I talked about this last night when I was talking about staying in your lane. All right, Miss Dragon, that sounds more important. Please take care of that, and I love you. I really do. You're in my prayers, as is your entire family. Yeah, as is your entire family. Oh, I did not know that. NSAIDs can deteriorate the lap band on the the Laprox, whatever that's called, lap band procedure stuff. KP Nordic, I'm really sorry. I'm on a cell phone, love. This is about as bad a situation as I could get for streaming. I'm not going to go much longer, but I do thank you for stopping in. KP Nordic's been around a very long time. I mean, on the boat, very young, but been on the boat a long time. You still listen to the radio too? You know something? Records are back. You know, there's an anniversary. I don't even want to tell you how long it's been because it'll make you sick. But there's an anniversary coming up of Born in the USA, and Springsteen's releasing it on a clear red vinyl. CBC, take your gummies toward hall and go to bed with music on. It's not a bad idea. It's really. Oh no. Oh no. Wow. Inappropriate heifer said she had to get a blood transfusion because NSAIDs destroyed the lining on the inside. I'm not trying to get super personal in your life. Were you just taking NSAIDs, or were you doing, or was that in dope? Because I've known two people that happened to, but the NSAIDs were coming from Loratabs. They were coming from Norcos. They were coming from stuff like that. You know, when I did those, I used to take 14 or 15 at a time, right, of the Vicodin 10s. And I would do that 3 or 4 times a day. So I was taking like 45 pills, 50 pills a day. And that's 500 milligrams of acetaminophen. I remember being so terrified. In prison, they come in and they do this thing where they scan every organ. They're just trying to prevent them from having to spend more money treating you down the road. And the guy said, all right, your liver, right? He was coming up on that. And I went, oh, no. He goes, oh, you drinker? I said, no, but I did so much pain meds. I said, the NSAIDs, and I'm blessed. My liver's not in bad shape, but I was terrified about it. You know what? Jersey Girl says, I only have a radio. I'm very retro. You know what? I dig radio. I dig vinyl. I love that sound before a song starts. To me, man, that's my youth. That just sounds like happiness. You know, it sounds like being 8 years old and putting a couple of pennies on the arm so that the thing wouldn't skip. You remember doing that? Taping a few pennies onto the arm of the record player so it wouldn't skip. Chicka cherry cola. Good to see you. I don't think I said hi to you yet. The cack or the crackle of a record. Isn't that great? I love that. And I'll tell you something else. You ready for your nugget of knowledge? Your worthless piece of knowledge you didn't know you wanted? Oh yeah, I'm bringing it. Compact discs, CDs, they throw music out to make those. True story. They're compacting the music and they put it in these little like packets of sound. And in order to do that and make that work, they have to get rid of stuff. They got to get rid of high notes. They got to get rid of low notes. They knock stuff off. So if you can listen to like an audio file, you get somebody that's really into this stuff and they've got, the $30,000 setup or whatever, and you put a record on, nothing will touch it. I promise you. There's never been a CD that sounds anything like vinyl played on a good stereo. Oh man, Nat B says, or the TV channel going off at midnight after the news. Da, 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 da. They would play the They would play the Star Spangled Banner, and then you would have the American flag doing this one in our country. You would have the American flag like waving in the breeze, and they would play the Star Spangled Banner, and then the screen would go to like 6 colors, the test pattern of all the colors, and it would go for the. I woke up so many times to that sound. You did age yourself. You know what though, man? If it wasn't for all of the body crap, I stole it from Steve Martin, but what makes getting old fantastic is that you get prejudice, not against people, right, or religions or any of that crap. You get prejudice against all of the stupid stuff you've already done in your life. But when you're young, people go, "Oh, let's try this," and you're like, "Oh, a rave, that might be fun." And then you go and you're like, "Yeah." Now kids come up and they go, "Hey, we're doing this, this, or this," and every time somebody says anything, I go, "Yeah, I think I did that. I think I've already done that." And it's, I was telling Quibble today, the fact that I can't see another building from here does not make this place unappealing to me. It makes it really appealing to me. Like, I really love the idea that we're in the middle of the sticks. I really do currently. Music has to be mastered specifically for vinyl differently than any other format because the lathe can't pick up every frequency without breaking. You're hearing a specific mix for vinyl only. There you go. And you can't tell me it doesn't sound so much better. It's night and day. You know the first song I ever heard that way? This stupid piece of trivia you probably didn't need to know, but Killer Queen. You know the song by Queen? The beginning of that song is just, it's piano. You know, she keeps mowing and shundun, and he goes dum 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 ba dum dum. You hear that on vinyl. Geoplanet Jane, great to see you. Black Boots, good to see you. But you hear that differently. It is so different. I remember that, and the guy that was playing it for me is an audiophile, like a freak. He mixes his own stuff and all that. Really gets into it. Hold on a second, Tommy. My 34th birthday was 4 days ago. I'm already there about being prejudiced about stupid shit I've done. Jamie Palmer, I missed happy birthday to you. I'm really sorry. I hate that. Happy birthday, belated. Yeah, that's plenty of time. You've done enough. You've done enough stuff. How far does Huxley have to go to school? If my understanding is correct, 3 days. No, I think it's 20 minutes. Is what I heard. He's a good ride from, but that's about pretty close to what I had to do. With Sean Cassidy, to do run run. Joe Virus, you gotta be my age. I met her on a Monday, I'm heart stood still. Sean Cassidy, did they not just give that dude a hit? Hello, Kim Roy. Do you know that in this show I had Wally Butts and Kim Roy? Those are two people that I was so close with growing up. It's just bizarre. All right, people. Lost Mittens, I love you. Haven't seen you. I was thinking about you earlier. I love you. I'm glad that you're here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, my first LP was Beethoven's Fifth. Well, it's hard to go wrong with the Fifth. Boz Scaggs, Silk's Degrees, Lido Shuffle. Franklin, that is in my top 5 favorite songs of all time. Absolutely. Another really good one on vinyl too. That bass line in the beginning where it goes up one note. Oh man, I love Boz Scaggs. Quibs and I were just jamming out to that the other day, too. Hey, Zach Hunter, good to see you. Is the Heisenberg reference into what, dude? I was a heroin addict. Did you watch that show? It's about a dude who cooked meth. I mean, is it in reference to how I'm looking? Because if it's a reference to how I'm looking, I guess I could go with that. I'll tell you what. Well, Heisenbergy. All right, peeps. Huge fan of the Lido Shuffle. Yeah, I absolutely love that song. And if you listen to the words there. Stations I've ever heard in my life. And Atlanta Rhythm Section, nice. Franklin, love it. We're going to have to do a show on this. You're 55, perfect for Johnny. That is perfect for Johnny Chickacherry Cola. That is right. That's in the wheelhouse right there. Thank you, people. I'm going to get up now. I can't sit any longer. I would really like to keep going. I just cannot stay anymore on my bony keister. Didn't used to be bony. It used to be huge. But I've gotten too thin, I think. I'm going to try to get some sleep. My goal is to make that happen. All right. People, I love you. Tell me my music choices go from Frank Sinatra and Eminem. You know what? You could do a lot worse than both of them. Honestly, you could do a lot worse than both of them. Reese check her P.O. box right before. Yes, Lori Lee, she did. She absolutely did. That was one of the things that we went. And not only did she go and do that, but she also made arrangements for everything to get forwarded so that if something slipped through, she got that taken care of as well. People, thank you for stepping up and supporting the lifeboat. I mean it. There's just been a lot of you that have really stepped up. Hey, man, Joe Virus. I saw George Thorogood in the Delaware Destroyers with Johnny Scoville, with my brother, probably 6 times. Huge fan of the Delaware Destroyers. Spent a lot of time listening to him growing up. And I Drink Alone, sadly, was one of my one of my favorites actually back in the day. The song, not the action. I shot dope on. All right, people. My goal is tomorrow to actually do. We're going to do 2 shows. That's the goal. We're going to do a related boat, and I'm going to do one over here. And I'm hoping if we can't get it set up here, then we're going to go somewhere where we can get a legit signal. All right. CBC, thank you. And to everyone who super chatted as well, I really do appreciate all of you. I really do. Jamie Palmer, the Golden Girls were amazing. All right, people. That was the time to see him, LL Jersey Girl. That was the time to see him. Joe Virus, I love it. Congratulations. In fact, 8 years. That'll get you that every single time. 8 years. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate you being here. To everybody, I truthfully do love all of you, and I will see you guys. I'm going to give Reese all the love, I promise. Giggity. See you guys later. Bye-bye.